One of the concerns we have for many of our large corporate clients is IT. Now, I don't want to get in trouble right off here if you are from the IT department, but I'm going to be pretty nasty about IT for the next 5 minutes. Maybe your IT department is different. I know I'm generalizing. Maybe it's not your fault, but really IT is out of control right now and we need to sort this out. You see, in most organizations, IT has become a risk and compliance department. They are no longer the department that looks at the future of the company's technology requirements and brings deep insight back to the organization about where the company should be going from a technology perspective. That in essence is the architecture and the future focus role of IT. But most IT departments are too understaffed and don't have enough budget to be able to do that in any meaningful way. So what most IT departments have become is essentially IT infrastructure management departments. And that means they have to get all policemen on you. Compliance and risk, they have to manage hardware, they have to process software, and really that's all their job is. In a sense, there's an analogy to this because the HR department went through this a number of years ago. HR essentially had turned into IR, industrial relations, or had simply become the administrative, the processing of salaries and the making sure you hire and fire and don't get sued for it department. But HR over the last few years has become a lot more strategic. They did that by getting involved in talent development and leadership succession planning. And more HR is strategic and a service to the organization, not just a compliance or reactive environment. And I think that this is really where IT needs to be going. First of all, IT needs to become much more of a service organization, a service department. IT needs to stop imposing themselves on the rest of the business and start asking the business what it needs. This has got to do with everything from security protocols to hardware that is used. Yes, IT, you need to stop imposing your security protocols. Not everything needs to be password protected with a password that changes every 30 days. We need to be thinking, what does the organization need, not what does IT want to do. We don't need the most rigid security on all of our business. That's one example, but there are many other examples where IT has to ask the organization what the organization wants. Secondly, IT needs to become more business focused, not just technology focused. So for example, I really do believe that many businesses are going to lose key talented staff because of their IT policies. IT, are you thinking about this? And if you're not from IT, is your IT department aware of this? If you're from HR, how are you engaging with IT to ensure that your talent programs include the IT issues? And thirdly, IT really has to be getting beyond software and hardware. The Bring Your Own Device program needs to roll out faster and sooner than IT imagines. We really have to get people using their own devices, even using their own software, and IT simply becoming a hub for the capability of the organization at its core. There are many other things that we could say. My key point is simply this. IT needs to really step up, think about the future, think about strategy, think about the business, think about its contribution as a service part of the organization, and only then to think about infrastructure, technology, hardware, and software. This is a mindset shift that will ultimately change business and make it a lot more future focused. At Tomorrow Today, we believe IT is one of the keys to future success in business, but it's a key that is only unlocked with brand new thinking.